Hello, everybody, and welcome to Row 60, a Georgia football podcast. My name is Clark Gaines. Joining me today, as always, Adam Thornton. And this is show number 34, the Herschel Walker episode, Adam.
Yes, sir, Clark. Man, it's a good feeling.
Yes.
It's a good feeling. Great day to be a Georgia Bulldog, as always. But it's a little bit more special right now, Clark. A little bit more special. The adrenaline's still pumping after being in Columbia this past weekend, man. Whew, best team in the country.
Best team in the country. The Dogs
Tell them about it,
are
son.
3-0.
Tell them.
We're ranked number one in the AP poll.
Let
Adam.
them know, and
Again.
y'all let them know. Y'all let everybody know that Georgia's the best. Georgia's the best team in the country, and it's I mean, I'm telling you, it's not even a debate right now, Clark. It's not even a debate, and I'm telling you, I'm to the point right now, just, hey, be cocky.
Yeah.
You know, it don't matter. You know, our thing is, Clark, we're not playing a football game next week.
That's true.
So we don't have to be complacent. We don't have, I mean, we don't have to just be, grounded, I guess is what I'm trying to say. We can strut.
Yes.
We can strut and wear that G with pride and let people know that we're living in the golden age of our team right now. And just be cocky about it. Let them know, man. Demand respect from other fan bases.
Yeah.
Go in there and just tell them that Georgia football, we're going for the repeat, and it's not slowing down anytime soon.
Right. Adam, I told my friend Baylor and Will Matthews, I was in a group chat with them last night, and I said, listen, don't drink the Kool-Aid, chug the Kool-Aid. I'm telling you, Adam, this is a good Georgia football team. We've been saying this for months now.
Chug it, man.
Chug it.
Chug it, and then go back
and get you some more.
Because everybody, I know I keep saying it, but I want people to know, Clark, and I want people to really understand how special this is, especially for the ones who have been through so many ups and downs with this football team. I encourage everybody every Saturday, if you get the opportunity to, sit down and watch this team play and enjoy every second of it, because it truly is special, man. And it's just it's something that's going to continue to be, man. Yeah. It's going to continue to go throughout the whole season like this, and for years to come, man. We're just there. We're fortunate. We're blessed. Georgia has been a sleeping giant that has been woken up, Clark.
Yeah.
I mean, this is what Georgia has been. I mean, everything has been just there the whole entire time for many years for Georgia to be at this level. It just took Kirby Smart to just keep growing, and then bam, here we are.
When did that sleeping giant awake, Adam? Was it the 2018 SEC championship, or was it? Or sorry, the 2018 national championship with Alabama. Do you think that was when it started?
Yeah, I think the 17th season, the Rose Bowl. I mean, the SEC championship that year, and then it's been at an elite level ever since, man. And now I would say with Todd Monken was the missing piece. You got a big puzzle, Clark. Did you ever put together a puzzle when you were?
Yes, I did.
All right, so you get a big puzzle, man, and there's a lot of pieces. This is one of these puzzles that I didn't put together because I had to use the big block puzzles that had like 8 pieces. But the people who like the 250-piece puzzles, there's about 249 pieces in place that Kirby had, man. There was just one more piece in the middle that had a bunch of angles on it that you had to put in there, and that was Todd Monken. Yeah. And when you get Todd Monken and you insert him in that puzzle, man, it's there. So that's what it has been, I think. Todd Monken is truly special. And we'll talk about the offense here in a minute, man, and I will touch more on that. But I think that is where it took an even more jump into an elite level, Clark, is when you put Todd Monken in charge of this offense and how it's developed since he's been here at the start of 2020.
I would agree. All right, we got a lot on this episode for you. First, starting off with our atmosphere, game day atmosphere, and boy, it was hostile. We'll talk about that in a second. Got some fun facts, obviously breaking down the offensive, defensive, and special teams performance. Then we're going to talk a little bit about UGA versus Kent State at noon.
The Golden Flashes.
The Golden Flashes, Adam. They're coming to town.
They are.
Got some keys to the game. Very few.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. Actually, one.
I have a key.
Key.
I have a key.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I haven't done much show prep on the Golden Flashes. Okay. All right. Yeah. We'll get there. We'll see what we have when we get there. Okay. I like it.
We got last week's Pick'em. And then this week's Pick'em, and then last but not least, our game of the week and a score prediction. So let's jump on in to
let's do it, baby.
The game day atmosphere at South Carolina, Adam.
All right, Clark, there's a lot to unpack here.
There is.
All right, so just tell me, where do you want to start with our trip?
Let's start from the get-go. The leaving my house and just what songs did we listen to, Adam? Tell the people.
We listened to just a bunch of just rock and roll, getting jacked up, and we listened to about everything, Clark, to be honest with you.
Country.
Country. I mean, it was a very just diverse playlist.
Absolutely.
Man. And just we hammered down on it, listened to some AC/DC Money Talks.
Yes.
And we listened to some Eric Church, of course, and had just good life discussion. Reflected on many different trips we've took in the past, and enjoyed every second of it.
Yeah, Adam, this was the first trip we've gone solo together. Believe that or not, people. Adam and I mean, Adam, you've been to way more Georgia games than I have, but we've been going a lot throughout the years. There's never been a point where it's just been you and I on a road trip, so that was a lot of fun. We got some Chick-fil-A in the morning, got a spicy chicken biscuit, 10 out of 10. Would highly recommend that.
Absolutely.
And then when we got there, Adam, tell the people about our entrance into Columbia, South Carolina.
Well, going into Columbia, South Carolina, Clark, we knew what to expect, man. And like you said, you alluded to, it was just me and you going. We talk about family games on here, and that's games in Sanford Stadium like this upcoming week, where it's a safe environment, it's a safe spot to bring the family, to bring virgin ears too, you know. And Columbia, South Carolina is not one of those places, Clark. So the first time we get in there, man, you know, we're just having a good time. The good Lord's blessed us with a beautiful day, just a nice breeze coming through the car. So we're going windows down, not looking for any trouble by any means.
Right.
And this group of college boys drove by us, Clark, and just said some appalling stuff to us.
Yes.
Appalling.
Very obscene.
Just very obscene.
Explicit.
Just
we're not going to repeat.
And I was just taken back, Clark. Just man.
Taken back, yeah.
Taken back.
Yes.
Just taken back by it. And I mean, it was just it was something that just caught me off guard.
Yeah.
No, I mean, of course, when the boy had a megaphone, and he you could use your imagination what he said to us, and what a welcoming hand sign that he used to
the one finger wave.
To welcome us to Columbia, South Carolina. And I told Clark, let's not respond, man. Be all right. Look ahead and said, you know, as a Georgia fan, man, we don't have to, Clark, get into that.
Yeah,
I mean, no, don't get me wrong. I know everybody has their bad apples. Don't get me wrong. I know that Georgia fans do, but we don't have to have our fun at the beginning of the game talking trash to the other opposing fan base, because as Kirby says, you know what you do, Clark? You just point the scoreboard at their undisciplined A's. That's what he said. That's what he said. So that's what you do when you go into an opponent's stadium, Clark. As the fans, I think we should go with that as well. Is when you're in somebody else's stadium and people are trash talking you point at the scoreboard, baby.
Yes.
You let them know that you don't have to chirp at them.
That's
all right. You don't have to chirp at them. You just let them know, Clark, that you are a Georgia Bulldog fan and they're the most dominant team in the country, and we're going to beat your school that you went to or are a fan of by 4 touchdowns.
Exactly.
And it don't matter.
Yeah.
It don't matter what you say, man. And then you offer them some water to try to sober them up.
Yes.
I mean, golly, man. But it was crazy. Crazy environment. Women, children. Everybody was getting in on it on us, Clark. But, hey, man, you know, that's what you love, though, about SEC football. All joking aside, is the passion of it. And, you know, it's sad that some people act like that, and that's how they get their high is to have some liquid encouragement and then just say that kind of stuff.
Right.
But it happens everywhere, of course.
That's
and
true.
You hate it, but hey, man, you know, it's the atmosphere. Passion runs deep. It's different in the Southeast, especially when you go on the road to a different campus, man. You'll see that. But yes, we definitely had a great welcoming committee when we pulled into Columbia, South Carolina.
Oh man, yeah, not very hospitable of them.
No, not at all. Not at all.
So we got into the stadium and we saw Joshua Tompkins, Andrew Thomas, shout out to them. Saw a good amount of Georgia fans, I think. I've seen more, but I have also seen less at the South Carolina game. So we sat in the end zone upper deck. I mean, we were up there with our people, you know.
Yeah, we're getting rowdy up in the upper deck, man. So Big Keaton Burton was up there too with us. So we got to sit a section over from him, a guy who we've watched grow up. He's in college now at the University of Georgia, and with his whole family and crew, we go to games with them as well. So it was a nice surprise running into KT up there.
Yeah.
And like you said, Clark, good seats. Love being to that bird's eye view up in the upper level where you can see some plays just develop.
Yeah,
So,
especially in the end zone, you can see the holes open up a little bit more.
That's right.
The pass progression, you see it a little bit better.
And it was hot.
Yes.
It was burning up like always when you go to that place. And, you know, Clark, I was being responsible. I packed my Copper Tone SPF 100 to spray on my knees and my legs.
Actually 100 at 'em?
Oh, 100%. It's
Wow.
got to be 100. 75, and I'm roasted.
Really?
75, and I look like I just came out of an oven.
Yeah, I mean, I think we both show some signs of sunburn.
Yeah, the SPF, it's got to be SPF 100, man, and it does trick. But you know what? I brought it, was going to apply it, but just got sidetracked, man, got focused and forgot to get the copper tone out of the vehicle. So I got roasted. I got sunburned. It's okay. I got the raccoon eyes going on, but hey, it was all worth it for what we saw transpire in Williams-Brice Stadium. But yeah, it was a interesting crowd, Clark. We've been there before during the heyday of South Carolina football, where it was just electric.
Yeah.
That was not the case on Saturday, Clark. Not the case. You could tell with the fan base, Clark, that they were dejected. They know, man. You know, you get that mixed feeling. You get you get some of the fan base now when we go to opposing stadiums that are I guess realists, you would say, that just know that it's a very slim chance their team's going to beat Georgia. And then you got the percentage who is just dialed in. And this is like how I used to be when like another team that I know Georgia probably didn't have a chance against back in the day, or Florida back in the day with Urban Meyer and Tebow. I would just get hyped. Like, it could happen any given Saturday, man. You know, and so you got both of those fans, and it was a mixture of what we saw from the South Carolina fan base in Columbia. And I don't know. It just wasn't as loud, and you just saw it. I've never seen a stadium just empty like that.
Yeah, you called it. You said at halftime they'd be out, and sure enough,
right.
We were so high up in the stadium, we could see
all
just droves of garnet and black.
All the frat boys, all the frat boys were walking out, man, going back to their houses to drink their sangrias and White Claws, man.
Oh man, that's
I mean, it was, you know, it was getting everybody was back in the cockaboose. We were up there in the upper deck, and we looked down at the cockaboose, and they were just they're socializing, man, fellowshipping like no football game was going on, just eating their hors d'oeuvres.
Yeah,
that's what was going on.
I guess they're more normal than us. Because I could not socialize after a beatdown like we put on South Carolina.
Right.
Oh, man. Adam, one thing we mentioned, and this was kind of funny, was the PA announcer, right?
Yeah.
He came over.
This is good.
And,
I'm sorry, Clark.
No, go ahead.
Sorry, but yes, let's talk. These are the kind of some positive stuff we're talking about.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right, so the PA announcer, you know, I really liked his demeanor and his voice. His voice was very rich.
Very Clark.
I can't say the same about myself.
No, he was very, just crisp.
Ooh, yeah.
Crisp would be the word I would say. Just very smooth in how he said. You know, it was just a smooth delivery. I like that, Clark. I like that.
And he read the room really well. You know, in the fourth quarter when we were pouring it on them, there was a third down, and I specifically remember this. Okay. Instead of going, "It's third down," you know, he kind of said, "It's third down."
So he did.
So it's just like a statement, and as opposed to
and the rooster didn't crow.
Yeah,
but So I agree, Clark. We discussed about it that the stadium DJ and the announcer had a very hard job to try to read the room. Carolina fans were not responding to the it's another Carolina first down, you know, that you know, and that's cool. That's cute. It's cute to get the fans involved like that. But they weren't having none of it. Especially when that second half came around. You would hear, and he would try, you know. So I liked how he was able to still try to get the fan base engaged. It's a very hard job because everybody and their brother that was in attendance knew that nobody wanted to be engaged with it. But we, you know, the Roosters still crowed, and they made the delivery of try to get it going, but he didn't have much people participation.
Yes.
So a tough job, very tough job for the PA announcer at Williams-Brice Stadium. And I'll say who probably had the easiest job and probably had the most rest last Saturday night.
Sure.
You want to know who that was?
Who?
The people, the pyrotechnics at Williams-Brice Stadium who set off the fireworks, man. They got one there at the very last minute. They shot them things off, man. Proud of them. It looked like July 4th at Williams-Brice Stadium when they scored that last minute fourth quarter touchdown to make it 48-7.
Yeah.
Them fireworks exploded, baby.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that the children that stuck around in their garnet and black got to see some late game fireworks. God bless them. That's exciting. And but yeah, I'm sure those guys they really didn't work hard a lot for a lot of Carolina fireworks to go off during the touchdown. So yeah, I'm sure that's a guy who really didn't work up too much of a sweat underneath the Carolina sun.
I heard Sandstorm played a total of 3 times. Once at kickoff, once at halftime, I believe, and then once when they scored.
Yep. And then when they scored there, then that's it. So definitely not what it used to be before. But really, golly, that program is in rough shape.
It is.
We'll talk more about it when we get going into the game. But yeah. So Clark, let's also we talked about that the South Carolina State Patrol, a couple officers real nice to us, helped us merge into some traffic.
They did.
We were
sure
trying
enough.
to get out and get a good merge in. You know what they did? They said, "Hey boys, I got you." And I said, "Thank you, officer." So he went out there and he stopped some traffic for us to come at, and I gave him a nice little tip of the hat as we drove off. So good on that guy. Good on the South Carolina State Patrolman.
And they had a prayer pregame. I love
That's
a good
what we like too. They had a
Yes.
prayer before the game. We said we were going to make note of that. Good thing that they do there in all seriousness. So yeah, that was it.
Adam, we've talked about the good. We've talked about the bad. Give us that weekly concession stands report. How was your experience?
The weekly concession stand report, Clark. Well, I wanted a hot dog. I was like, tradition, get a hot dog. Well, they were out of hot dogs. So strike one. Okay. Out of hot dogs. So I go and I'm like, all right, man, I'll make an audible. I'll make an audible and I'll get some nachos and cheese. I hadn't had a good nacho cheese in a long time in the stadium. So we did, and you're going to put the picture up because I said, Clark, you got to take a picture of this to show the people. First thing of the appearance-wise, the nacho to cheese ratio of coverage, that's an art, man. That's an art for a concession stand to know where it's at. First off, they don't offer it to you. Do you want it smothered on there or do you want it on the side? Because there's different kind of things for different people, man. Some people like their nacho and cheese with they have the chips on one side and then the cheese on the other, so you could dip it. Right. I mean, all venues, every venue stadium I've been in, you have that. They didn't offer here. They just smothered it on there. And then when I looked at it, there was a large 80-20 chip to cheese ratio.
That's not good.
80-20. I'm telling you, man. So I'm like, dang, God, that's all right. We're going to keep a positive attitude and just see how it tastes. Right. We're not going to judge a book by its cover. It said maybe we'll be all right. The nachos were lukewarm. Lukewarm. Not a good temperature, man. And so it definitely did not just come right out of the heater, I guess. Dang. They heat the cheese with. I guess they already cut that off. But anyways, I did not finish the nachos. They get an F. Get an F on the nachos because, I could overlook one or the other. I could overlook one or the other. But because of the poor chip to cheese ratio and because of the temperature of the cheese, Clark.
That's a double whammy.
The only thing you can say positive about it was the chips weren't stale. They had a good crunch to them. But, hey, man, anything was good after that game. So, but, yeah, that's how I would grade the concession stands Williams-Brice Stadium in Section 908.
Interesting. Adam, let me ask you right quick. Is Vandy still on top as far as the best experience?
Absolutely, man. And you judge that by if you go back and get another. I went back and got another hot dog at Vanderbilt. And, I don't know, they're not winning much football games. By gosh, they can make a hot dog. And you know what I contribute that to?
What's that?
Because they're a baseball school. Because they're a baseball program. And in America, apple pies, baseball, and hot dogs, man. So that's how they get that.
I love it.
Yeah, that's why they're so good at making hot dogs, I think, over there. But anyway, back on the point of what we're talking about.
Yes.
Let's go.
Let's talk about some ball, Adam. Georgia has outscored South Carolina, listen to this, by 97 combined points in the last 3 meetings.
Nice.
So 20, 21, 22, 97 points we've outscored them. That is great. I think there was a era where we lost to Carolina pretty regularly in the tens.
Oh, you lost to them 3 years in a row. You lost to them in 10, you lost to them in 11, you lost to them in 12, you beat them in 13, but then you get beat in 14 by them too, man. So during the Spurrier area, derailed a season in 07. There have been some very tight games, not great moments.
Right.
Shoot, I remember one trip in 08, man. We beat them 14-7 when we were preseason ranked number 1, Stafford's last year.
Yeah.
And just never really played good there. You would win. I know Green's and Pollock's senior year, we were down 16-0 at halftime.
Yeah.
And had to come back and win that game there at the end. And 2002 even was close, man, when they had Corey Jenkins, and that's when Pollock made the famous strip sack. Yes. So anyway, what I'm trying to say, I've made the point that history there has not been great here the past 20 years. Shoot, even on back in the 80s, we lost some stupid games over there. Louis Grizzard talked about, one of my favorite columns is he just was shell-shocked leaving Columbia one day, and he talks about a man asked, where's the defense at? And another one said he's on the sidelines of Statesboro, alluding to Art Russell not being there and Bill Lewis being their defense coordinator then. So, a bunch of generations have seen some struggle in Columbia.
Right. So, I guess the tide is kind of shifting now.
Yes.
I think we're
absolutely
two different tiers of, talent and just recruiting and whatnot. So This is coming from Rusty Manziel, Adam. Another fun fact for you.
Yeah.
Since losing to the University of Florida in November of 2020,
right.
Listen to this. This is crazy. Georgia is 21-1, outscoring opponents by an average score of 39-10 during that span.
That's
awesome. Insane.
That's awesome, Clark. Man, I'm telling you, it's crazy to think about, isn't it? I mean, it's been a fun ride. I think, the past 5 years, Kirby Smart's only lost 2 games in the SEC East. That being that game you just talked about, Jacksonville in 20, which was kind of a fluky game. I mean, obviously we shot ourselves in the foot there. Had some tough luck with Stetson going down and some quarterback play that day, and then just a very fluke game against the same South Carolina team in 2019 in Athens. That you'll never know. I'll just have to, when I get to heaven, maybe find out one day. I'm not going to be thinking about that, but if it came up, that's how only way I would know how that happened. How that game happened.
Crazy.
So, but yeah, that would be definitely the 2 that was lost there. Man, it's crazy to think. I mean, it's been a heck of a run, and it's going to continue, man. Going to continue.
Yeah. In Stetson Bennett's first 9 drives against FBS opponents, so this obviously does not include Sanford, this year he's scored a touchdown on every single one of those 9 drives.
Wow.
That's wild.
Man, I'm telling you, he's just come into his own, Clark. He's an elite quarterback now. Now, I'm not afraid to say elite is the word that he is now, because he is so comfortable, man. I think you can contribute that to his 6th year playing college as a quarterback.
I think he's 25.
And I'm telling you, man, the adversity that he has been through to get where he's at now, and you can tell he puts in the work. He's been putting in the work since day one, and he's just comfortable. And knowing that he's the guy, too. Nobody's nipping at his heels. He's the guy, and he's just confident, and it shows, man. He's just got this just swagger about him. That's I'd say that's amazing to see. You know, you didn't think it, but he's just in control of this offense. Man. Him and Todd Monken work so great together, and it's just a beautiful thing to see. Yeah, beautiful thing to see. Something we waited a long time to see.
Right. His QBR, Adam, was 98.8, and I'm not exactly sure. I think 100 may be the highest you can go. I could be wrong about that. Wow, but that's unreal. And we mentioned this again. At this game, I asked, do we think we'll see Stetson in New York? I think we should.
You dang right, Heisman. We've said it, man. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. We put these numbers up. How are you going to keep them out, Clark?
Right. And you look at the schedule.
How are you going to keep them out?
The schedule, I think, throughout this whole year, we should be seeing these kinds of numbers every single game.
Absolutely.
Against these defenses, you know. So,
absolutely. Absolutely. I'm telling you, that's exactly what we're going to see going forward, I believe. And it is exciting. I don't see a defense that really I feel like will stop them until the postseason, man.
Yeah.
And that will have a chance to kind of, I think, limit this Georgia offensive attack.
Right.
But what is so beautiful about it is Monken has catered his offense to Stetson Bennett.
Yeah.
And made him thrive. And I mean, yes, Stetson's a great player, but the offense that Monken has asked Stetson to run has been made for Stetson Bennett, man. And that's what's so great about it, and why I think he is so good too, is they work well together and all the pieces are just there.
Yeah. You know, this Georgia offense reminds me of a Lamborghini. Okay.
All right.
Now, hear me out. Yep. Go with me here.
All right, go. I'm
2019, we had this same Lamborghini.
Right.
Different driver, and his name was James Coley.
Right.
James Coley didn't let Jake Fromm drive this Lamborghini. He never gave him the keys to drive it, I don't feel like.
Yeah.
But now Monken says, you know what, Stetson, he said it last year. He said, you know what, I'm giving you the keys to the Lambo. You drive it. I'll tell you where to go.
And he's been impressive.
And he has done it.
He's been impressive with it.
He's going 100 miles an hour now. So
absolutely.
And speaking of Monken, I think he should 100% win the Broyles Award.
That's a good call, Clark. That's a good call. I mean, we're
in week 3.
Week 3 right there. If this continues, and everything that we're talking about with these scenarios we're just going to assume that this continues, man, that no injuries happen. I mean, injuries will happen, but none that are just going to derail the offense, in key places. But we are going to just assume that. And yes, if this continues, absolutely should be.
We're going to see that, and we're going to see this right here, the Heisman.
Absolutely, man.
I mean, man, it's
special.
It is special.
It's special.
It really is. I'll tell you who else is special, Adam, is Brock Bowers with 3 touchdowns. I can't remember the last time a tight end at the University of Georgia has scored 3 touchdowns, with one of those being a rushing touchdown.
And how you could do it on a jet sweep.
Yeah.
A jet sweep with a tight end, man. How often do you see that? And also how he was able to just split wide. He was on the perimeter.
Yeah.
That snap and go up against the cornerback and, I mean, just make a unbelievable catch. We didn't really get to see that in real time because kind of the corner we were in didn't get a good look at it, but I saw it today, Clark, on a replay. And that was a very impressive catch.
It was.
Being able to get a toe in bounds and secure that football, it's elite.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no doubt right now. He could have last year, but definitely this year, if he was draft eligible, he could come out and be a top 5 draft pick.
Easy.
I mean, the God-given ability that man has is just, it's amazing. And of course, this was his biggest game. And that leads me to something, Clark. I think Carolina, and we talked about it, for defense coordinators this year, playing against Georgia's offense, it's more of a pick your poison type thing, right? So there's so many weapons, and they're going to have to pick what they're going to guard. And I think Carolina took the route more of, we're going to put a spy on Kenny McIntosh out of the backfield because he is so deadly catching the football out of the backfield. And I think that opened up more of what you'd see getting the ball to Brock Bowers and other guys. And you didn't see much of just Kenny McIntosh out of the backfield like maybe we did week 1, right? So that's what we're going to see, people, is you say, why didn't Brock Bowers get the touches until yesterday? How come you didn't see it? You know, some people just want to be nitpicky.
Right.
Well, you got to keep in mind that defense coordinators look at all these weapons and just scratch their head like, how are we going to do this? And they're going to key in on one. So I think you're going to see different receivers, different running backs, different tight ends, all of them each week. Each of them be targeted differently.
Yeah,
Okay,
absolutely.
so one guy might have a better game than the other, and then the next week, that guy might not have 1 or 2 catches for a few yards, and then the other guy just show out because what's going to happen is they know that these defense coordinators are going to key in on just a certain area that they're going to attack, and while we have a guy like Todd Monken who can make the adjustments in game prep and in game to get the ball where it needs to be at. So he's going to just take what the defense gives him. And if they're going to try to eliminate one thing, he could dial up something else for another guy and another facet of the offense then. So that's what you're going to see, I think, is you're going to see more of this, of the sense of different guys having big days throughout the season.
Right.
And that's what's makes a championship team, Clark.
Yeah.
Is that ability to recognize that and then have the ability of the playmakers to go a different direction if you need to.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's the beauty of it is these guys are so okay with it now. You know, that you see, and I'm once again, I'm just speculating about this, but I think Jermaine Burton was falling on the depth chart.
Yeah.
He was getting surpassed by guys like Brock Bowers and Ladd McConkey. And he said, no, I want to be the guy. I want to be the guy. And I think it's backfiring on him.
Well, you know, I mean,
once again, I'm just speculating.
Heck of a talent. Definitely would place the ball for us, man. But, you know, that's the thing about recruiting. And if you don't want to be here, and you saw that a lot with guys that you saw watching Saturday night play on other teams, the Brenton Coxes, the Tyreek Stevensons, that just didn't fit the Georgia way. Well, hey, we'll replace you with somebody else, man. You, at the time, you think, golly, these are some big 5-star guys that were losing, but they just get replaced on both sides of the football. So that's what's great about the depth that we have, the recruiting that we're continuing to have, and it's just very exciting. And it's something that we've seen for a long time, many years now on the defensive side of the football, Clark. But now we're seeing on the offensive side of the football. What these first 3 games have done is crushing the narrative that was definitely on the trail a negative impact to some of these guys. When they were going against Georgia, one about the only negative things that they could say is wide receiver recruiting, wide receiver development under Kirby Smart, under an offense coordinator in Kirby Smart's offense. Well, hey, now Tom Monken has been given the keys. Kirby has given him free reign, and look what we're doing. Yeah. Look what we're doing, Clark, and look at what these big plays receivers are making. I think that narrative has been squished in a hurry this year, man, especially started last year, definitely this year, and I think you're going to see even more elite wide receivers come want to play at the University of Georgia we might not have seen. I mean, who doesn't want to get in this, man? Just it's just a beautiful thing to see, Clark. Beautiful thing to see.
Yeah. Let's talk about the run game a little bit. You know,
I got a lot to say about this. Go ahead.
I'm seeing people already saying, "Why are we not running the football? We can't run in between the tackles." Blah 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 blah. And I've just got to reiterate, and I think Todd Blackledge, he mentioned this a time or two on the broadcast. I listened back on it today, but you know, these screens, these outside passes, you know, these are essentially runs. They're essentially tall sweeps. You're getting your linemen, you're getting your tight ends blocking on the perimeter. It's the same thing as running it outside off tackle.
That's right.
as far as inside run, I mean, we don't really have to run the ball because we're so efficient passing. Listen, I read somewhere, and I wish I had the tweet. I read a tweet somewhere, where it was basically saying that Monken had called more pass plays this year than any other team in America.
That's amazing.
That's more than Mississippi
More than
State.
these Big 12
air raid.
offenses.
Exactly.
God.
So I love that. I think we we're a very multiple offense, but right now we are super air raid esque.
Well, Clark, I think you hit the nail on the head with what a lot of people don't understand, and a lot of people don't realize that right now, the present day and what college football is completely different on offense and what we grew up seeing with the power eyes, running the A gap, off tackle, and or wishbone or something like that. And it's not the traditional. The running game isn't the traditional, just a handoff and the gun or either a draw or whatever, and then in the I formation. It's just different ways to distribute it. Yeah. And there's different screen plays that you can run. Wide receivers, running backs, tight ends. Now, like you said, that is basically essentially in the running game. Like Kenny McIntosh, let's talk about him for a minute, Clark. He is dynamic, and I think better, and we've talked about this, catching the ball out of the backfield and the flats, little swing passes, and getting in the open field, man, and making a guy miss and getting positive yardage, man. And if that's where his bread and butter is, then that's what you dial up and do, man. And then you got these jailbreak screens, which is a wide receiver that's on the perimeter, running back towards the quarterback, catching the football and getting upfield. That's or tunnel screen, both one or the other, what it's called. And then you got your bubble screens where it's a slot guy that peels to the outside on the perimeter and blocks. And then you got some timing passes, quick throws to the outside, get a block, get up. I mean, there's just different ways you could do it. And then, hey, if you get them DBs to creep up, waiting on that, play action, man, little hitch and go or whatever, and you can burn them deep, and that's something we hadn't seen yet this year, I don't think. And there's just a lot of different things you could do outside this offense, these bunch formations that we see, Clark, and a lot of ways that you could get the ball to the running backs out of the backfield. So I think, man, and then too, I don't think we ran the ball terrible yesterday,
No,
Clark.
we didn't.
There was a lot of 4 or 5 yard gashes that we got, man, and I'll be honest, Clark, you just can't satisfy some fans. Years ago, when Georgia, all we did was run the football. With some of these amazing backs we had, we just gashed people.
Oh, yeah.
And people were complaining because we only threw for 160 yards a game. You get
and now it's flip-flop.
You got to play with where you're at right now. Yeah. And if you put points on the board and win football games, that is all that matters.
Exactly.
That is all that matters, man. Yes, I believe that the offensive line, as far as if we want to talk about it and talk about that, if you're just absolutely determined to talk about the running game inside the tackles, yes, there could be some improvement on it, but that'll come in time.
Yeah, and you brought up a really good point too, Adam. We were talking about the running backs and maybe how their awareness hasn't fully developed. But
absolutely.
We kind of blamed that on the offensive line, but there were some holes, and we were able to see it in the end zone where we were at. There were some holes where Kendall Milton, Kenny McIntosh should have cut it upfield.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's going to be talked about in film review. I mean, if we saw it, they will
Dale
definitely.
McGee and everybody
they'll definitely. But my thing is, plant your foot. Go run over somebody. Kendall Milton.
That's right.
Kenny Mac, you guys are strong. You guys are fast and physical. Go run over somebody. Don't hesitate.
Yeah, man, I tell you, and you can improve in both of those areas, but they're doing good. Offensive line pass pro is amazing. Yeah. And the perimeter blocking is the best I've ever seen with wide receivers and tight ends like Big O on the outside. It is unbelievable how good they are getting a hat on the outside, one-on-one, and driving those guys and open up these lanes for their monster plays, and that's big. Well, talking about the running backs, Clark, you talked about it. We talked about it on the last podcast about maybe the vision's just not there yet, getting up the game speed and stuff. And we saw that, like you just said, Saturday. And I'll be honest with you, I think Kendall Milton, I thought he looked good the other day against Sanford as far as physical, but maybe I thought, well, maybe just on the outside, we kind of think maybe he's healthy, he's back, but I still think he's dinged up a little bit. It just looks that way. Yeah. I don't know, who knows, but it just looks that way. And Kenny McIntosh maybe not be the best getting the ball out of the backfield. I mean, he definitely catching the ball out of the backfield, and the perimeter has been great. I'll be honest, it just looks like it. I'll just go ahead and say it, Clark. I'll say it. Okay. I'll say it. What I think a lot of people saw, I think DeJuan Edwards and Branson Robinson ran the football better. I think they had more burst.
Yeah.
I think they had more burst. I think DeJuan Edwards, ever since he's been on campus, when he used to come in on mop-up duty, ran the ball hard, Clark.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I just think it looked like yesterday, and I'm just going off of a small sample size here recently, but it just looked like there was more burst. And I I think Branson Robinson's coming on into his own.
I think so too.
I think
and
he's playing.
they've all got their strengths,
and everybody's going to get their share, their carries.
So.
But yes, absolutely, man. So it'll be interesting to see, how the load is distributed out from here on out. But I think yesterday, if we're just talking about yesterday, I think the guy who got the carries number 3, number 4, Robinson and Edwards looked the best.
They did
look the best to me. But it'll be fine. It's great. Offense clicking. It's awesome.
We're nitpicking here. Adam, one thing I just loved this about our offense yesterday and how we played was our pace.
Yes.
And what I mean by that is we took it so slow. And we controlled the pace of the game. And that's going to be huge when we play teams like Tennessee. We can slow down the game if we want to. Adam, we can go up tempo if we really want to.
Dang right,
and when we mix it up.
Yeah.
Sometimes we will go faster. Sometimes we will go a lot slower. But we mix it up, and that does throw your defense that you're playing for a loop.
Right.
It's one thing to know, like going into a tennis, if you're playing Tennessee this year, for example, they're going fast. They're getting up on the ball, they're lining up, and they're going.
That's right.
They're going to try to catch you off guard. With our defense, it's not going to work. Just heads up, Josh Heupel. It's not going to work this year, buddy.
Right.
But, the change of pace and the tempo, and I hate the tempo word is so overused with commentators, but the change of it, enough, I do think throws off some of these defenses. So, that's one thing I loved. And another thing, we were just having fun. It really looked like these guys on offense and defense were having lots and lots of fun. And when you are doing that on the road in the SEC and you're beating the dog mess out of an SEC team, it's just fun.
It is fun, Clark. A lot of young guys on both sides of the football, but we're talking about offense right now, got reps. And not only did they get reps, and we talk about every week that they get reps, the more experience they get, the better they get. They got reps on the road, Clark.
Absolutely.
And that is huge in building your football team, And Carson Beck looked good when he came in. I thought he threw the football. We had a great deep pass to Oscar Delp.
Yes.
Who caught a touchdown there. So
first reception.
Guys, first reception for Oscar Delp. How about that? Okay, good. Congratulations to him. Get on him.
Yeah.
Get on Oscar, man. Give him a clap. Give him a clap. That's good. But everybody looked good. Second team guys looked good. Everybody that came in got some good, valuable game experience and looked good. I like how now, Clark, when our second team guys come in, they're running the offense. And that is big for experience. It seemed like, to me, just a fan, the average guy that's in the stands, it looked to me like when we would get in these situations in the past, it would just be a lot of heavy running the ball up the middle and eating just up clock. But, now it seems like that is just going through just the same thing, full progressions, everything, full offense, just different guys running it. And that's big in building these guys' confidence and building these guys' skill set, good learning opportunities in real time. That was very good. And Monken just dials up plays, Clark. Again, back to him just at the appropriate times. Just one thing that popped in my mind because I have no notes, just going listening by. It's the flea flicker about a midfield that was called. Beautifully designed play, and it would have been a touchdown, but the South Carolina defender made a smart decision by just go ahead and just bear hug an old lad right there and just take the pass interference penalty instead of getting scorched for a touchdown by Ladius there. So I mean, just appropriate play calling, man, and everything. Another just jam up day on the offensive side of the football. That's all you can say about it. Guys just played really good. As far as I know, nobody in game. Do you remember got injured? I don't think.
I don't believe so.
I don't think. I could be wrong. I just don't remember anybody, but I do think there's some guys banged up, Clark. And one thing I want to tell the people too is as we might not see it on Saturdays while me and you were watching it, but these practices that Kirby has and what is part of the culture at Georgia are so intense and so hard, Clark. The guys are going to get beat up. Sure. Guys are going to get injured from, Monday till Wednesday, however, hard that they practice during the week, pretty full pad practices or shells or whatever that they do.
Yeah.
It's just so intense and hard hitting. Guys are going to get banged up, but that's why this program is where it is those kind of practices that you have during those days, man. So I think there's a lot of guys that have to get healthy, and I think A.D. Mitchell, somebody who we heard didn't know really last podcast we did. I think you'll see him Missouri. No reason to trot him out there for Kent State. I don't believe so. Yeah, you're missing one of your top wide receivers too, in the offense look that good. I mean, it's just deep. Crazy. It's just deep, Clark. Crazy. So,
yep,
it's awesome.
Georgia's defense, let's go to the other side of the football.
Yes,
just
sir.
Dominant. That's the only word you can use, man. Spencer Rattler didn't do anything against this Georgia defense.
I love it, Clark, man.
And don't you just like
it.
the fact that we are out here just dominating these football teams already?
Yeah.
After we were told all offseason by the media, by Georgia fans, by opposing fans, that we could not replace those guys we lost to the draft.
Yes,
well,
sir.
here we are. We got a team loaded.
And everybody's so
with
young, Clark.
Yeah.
That's what the beautiful
Yeah.
thing is. Everybody is young.
Right.
On both sides
Yes.
of football.
And one
There's
of those-
just young guys out there, just some pups out there growing up before our eyes, Clark.
Yeah.
Just seeing them just growing up.
Yeah.
Every week.
One of those guys, and we've talked about him already, Malachi Starks. I'm going to go ahead and say this. People have said it before now, and shout out to them. Good on them for saying it.
Good on
before
them.
now.
Tell them, yeah.
But Malachi Starks will be Georgia's best defensive back
boy.
we will ever see, better than Champ.
Clark. I think so. I think
That's a hot take.
That was a hot
Or
take.
maybe it's not. I don't know.
mean, hey, I don't know that. He's definitely got a heck of a career going started right now. Very talented guy. Really good for a freshman. The
my
maturity to read the game,
Yeah.
read the field, and break on the ball so well. And all these young guys, Clark, are really playing good. I thought Michael Williams got was really good on the defensive line yesterday. A lot of young guys playing really good, man. And that's the thing about it. All right, let's address. I think, Clark, is safe to say probably the two, if you want to say, the people that have to bring up negative stuff, because there's those type of people in the world, concerns of this football team, what people are just talking about, which this is not us. Let me say that but we need to address it, is what we just talked about, running between the tackles, not being up to their standards.
That's number one.
And not getting any sacks, pass rush.
Yes.
Okay. Well, let me tell you, I thought we did really good, Clark, on getting a good push yesterday.
We did.
I thought there were some guys who really got in the backfield. And what you did was you might not have got to Spencer Rattler, but you rushed him through his progressions, man. You rushed him in a lot of times where he was backing up 5, 6, 7 yards and threw some balls on some 3rd and 4th down plays that didn't get past the line or the first down marker,
right.
And I think that was the defense is a kind of of course, contain him, a guy who can beat you with his legs, but you contain him well, and you never let him just break containment, get outside the pocket and run and kill you with your legs and demoralize you like third downs and make long runs or anything like that. And you didn't really, except maybe the exception of one time, let them beat you deep downfield. And that was against a freshman, Kamari Laster, who played a great game as well. I mean, and you'll have that. That's football every now and then. So the game plan was keep everything in front of you. Don't let Spencer Rattler break containment, and you rattled him. And I think he's a guy that we talked about at Clark, that if he starts getting down stuff in there, he's going to get frustrated and try to force stuff and make some plays. And I think you saw that. And it was a good day. It was a really good day. Great defensive game plan. I thought, and then too, when you're facing a mobile quarterback that can beat you with your legs, you're not just going to send the house all the time, because all you can do in them cases and step up in the pocket, and the second level's in the backfield, and the second level's wide open for him to just run through, So, I mean, that kind of just sitting back, keeping everything in front of you, and just good discipline by the defense. I thought all the way around. I guess there's something to improve upon. I don't know, man. I think just some eye discipline.
Eye discipline. That's what Kirby said, wasn't it?
I think
that's
what he said.
Yeah.
I really didn't hear him.
You
say
didn't?
that.
I'm almost positive he said that.
Really?
May have been at halftime.
Well,
It was
I
at
guess
halftime.
I was just
It was at
saying
halftime.
some. I guess I was just saying. I thought maybe like some times where I don't know. I guess I was thinking more of the tackling as far as some open field stuff where we might have missed every now and then or stuff. But yeah, I think I really didn't hear Kirby say that.
You really didn't? Yeah, he said it at halftime. I promise
you. He did say, "Oh, good. Love it.
He was trying to find something. Because the question was, what's your biggest critique of your defense? And I mean, he kind of almost shook his head like, I don't know.
I don't know.
He said,
I discipline. All right, well, good.
Y'all are on the same wave.
Well, that's awesome, man. That's good.
Are you sure Kirby's not like on your speed dial or something?
No. Good times. I love it. But I mean, what do you say negative? There is nothing to say. I mean, you feel like you're just all rainbows and butterflies, or one of those podcasts are. But there's nothing bad to say.
I really can't.
There's really nothing bad to say. There is nothing.
Yeah. Oh man. I mean, it's almost a good thing we're not having to talk so much about our defense.
Yeah, I mean, guys are growing up every week, man.
They're great.
And they're just going to get better every week. And I'm going to keep repeating that every week because they're just growing up and getting more and more reps, getting more and more experience. And they're all young, and they're all going to be just it's great. This is great. This is great. This just makes me giddy, Carter.
It almost makes you wonder.
It just makes me excited.
It almost makes you wonder in the next 2-3 years, are we going to see another one? After we see another national championship this year, are we going to see another one?
Man. I mean, it's everything's just looking bright. But great game again by the defense. Man.
Yeah. Special teams. Adam, we need to start talking about jackpot for Heisman. I'm going to tell you why.
Why?
Because preseason, we were told Anthony Richardson, that's the name to watch out for. And then we watched him against Utah. And then, Anthony Richardson.
Wow.
Adam, jackpot.
Tell me.
He has he has the same amount of touchdown passes as Anthony Richardson does this season. None. Zero.
Fun fact.
He also has, wait.
Does he have more tackles?
I think he may have more tackles. No, Anthony Richardson as a quarterback. Hold on.
All right.
Yeah, sorry, I butchered this.
Wait, time out. All right,
Okay.
Composure.
Yes, Anthony Richardson had three. He has 3 tackles this season.
Okay.
As a quarterback.
All right.
0 passing touchdowns.
All right.
Jackpot, I think, may have 2 tackles on kickoff or what? Yeah.
So I guess the point of our fun fact here is Jackpot has more tackles as a kicker than Anthony Richardson does touchdown passes.
Right.
I like it, Clark.
Yeah,
Man, that's awesome. That
was a struggle right there. I apologize.
Hey, we tied it all in.
Yeah.
We got it all tied in.
Anyway, Jackpot, no. He hit 2 field goals the other day.
Awesome.
He's scoring more points than AR is. So
hey, look, you're dominating a team when you put your backup kicker in.
Oh, that's a good point.
I mean, that is when it is a straight just curb stomping. Is when the backup kicker's coming in to attempt a field goal. I love it, man.
Who was the back?
Jared Zirkle, man.
Oh yeah, that's from Texas.
My voice squeaks after a guy. I hate when it does. It gets up that high pitch. But anyway, after my throat's sore. But old Jared Zirkle, he's on scholarship, so he came in there.
Yes.
Got it.
Thorson, he had a 56-yard punt. That was his longest of the day. I think we punted twice, maybe, I want to say.
Yeah, I think it was twice.
One wasn't as good.
I'll be honest, Clark, when you heard about camp, there was some concern there, man. There was some concern on the kicking game. But since he's been out there during the games, I've been pleased with what we've seen, man. Hopefully he keeps it up when we do have to punt.
I think
hopefully is going to be a rare thing.
Did I dream this, or did Ladd muff a punt?
I don't remember that. I don't remember if he might have, but of course he didn't lose it.
No, he didn't. We didn't turn it over.
I think he did. I don't remember.
I think he
may
may have.
remember. I don't remember. I hadn't watched the whole thing again. Yeah, I hadn't had the chance to go back and watch the whole thing. But I think guys. Golly, got a lot of talented guys. Kyrus got back there and got to return some punts again. So that's good. A lot of good options there, man. So
yeah. Not much else to say about special teams.
Let me just
go ahead. You guys.
No, I mean nothing really about special teams. Just as a team in general, is you see this group like we talked about, Clark, so dialed in, and they're just business minded. Like do your job, and they're focused on doing their specific job. Like the defensive back who gave up that last touchdown that Carolina scored was just, you could tell, dejected on the sidelines. Like the game had just been lost because of him, man.
Right.
That's the standard that these guys have gotten instilled in them, and that they're keeping each and every one of themselves accountable to. And that's a special recipe when you have that many guys locked in together doing that. And it's special and fun to see when you're a fan of that team.
Absolutely, Adam. All right. This week, UGA versus Kent State. We got us a noon kickoff again. Mac, yes. Some action in Sanford Stadium, baby.
Love it.
Public service announcement. Let me mention this right quick, Adam. This game will not be televised. If you're looking for it on TV, you're not going to find it. You need to go to SEC Network Plus or ESPN Plus to get that.
Dang, Carter.
And that just, I hate that.
That's tough.
ESPN,
That's tough.
It's a money grab thing.
It is. I
think
taking advantage of the people.
Right.
Of the working people, Clark. I hate that, man. Everybody just wants Saturdays. Sorry, I just interrupted this. But everybody on a Saturday just wants to hang out with their family after a long work week, and the ones who don't have to work on Saturdays, and want to chill and watch college football, man. And that's all they want to do. It's just simple-minded folks, just simple-minded people who just want to enjoy that, a simple thing that the good Lord has blessed us with. And instead, ESPN's just trying to make another buck, man.
Yeah.
Greed is going to be the downfall of this world. ESPN's right in the center of it.
Well, ESPN is owned by Disney.
It's right in the center of it. And that is just that. I'm telling you, Clark. I'm sorry to get that, but it's just bad for the people. They want to watch the dogs, man. They just want to sit there with their 7-year-old son and watch Georgia football together on the couch.
And now they can't unless it's behind a paywall now. And I don't like that.
That's ridiculous.
So you know what you should do?
Boycott ESPN.
Well, that, or you could actually go to this one because Adam, this is a family game.
That's right.
Here.
Load them up. Go to Athens. You can get home at a good hour or two. Noon kickoff, man.
Yeah.
I agree, Clark.
Yes,
this is a good one to come to if you want to see this special team play. Come on out to Athens, man.
Tickets aren't that bad.
Go get you a biscuit in the morning.
Yeah.
At the Biscuit Express. If you're coming from the North Georgia side of it, north of Athens, and come on, man. Go to wherever your local business or biscuit barn is and get you one and get to Athens, man, and watch this football team play.
Georgia opens as a 42-point favorite. Adam, really quick. You going to take the over on that?
Well, Clark, I forgot to make my picks last week.
Ooh. That's not good.
I had to get you to do the last quarter of them that I could do because, we have our pick'em league, and I dropped the ball on. I actually did the picks, but technology, like it does many times, and I have said, fails you, and it didn't save. It didn't save. So I was like, all right, I need to check out what I'm doing with my picks, after the game, and I'll be dang, everyone else was blank. So anyway.
Well, you got a chance to redeem yourself.
That's right. No, I'm going to do it early this week and make sure it is locked in, baby. And 42-point favorite. Clark, that's tough, man. I just, these games, I don't know. I think so. I think they will be. I think they will be. I think they're going to,
I mean, it's one of those games we can name our score, but, we're not going to keep our first string in the whole time.
That's right.
It is the last cupcake game of the season, unless you consider Georgia Tech a cupcake game, and
that's
which
right.
I do.
That's right. So it's the last out-of-conference game until the last one of the season. It's the annual showdown with Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
So conference play is really going to ramp up starting after this week.
Adam, this is a pretty decent FC. They're not FCS, are they?
No, they're in the MAC, Clark.
Yeah,
don't
FBS,
disrespect the MAC like that.
That's right.
Call the MAC FCS.
Ooh.
What are you doing?
That was a blunder by me. Gosh. Well, this should be a very physical MAC team, baby.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like we talked about in the preseason show when we went through the schedule, Clark, they were predicted to be the co-champions of their division in the MAC with Miami of Ohio.
Okay.
So I don't know how that's going to play out.
Right.
I think from what I've seen, They played with Oklahoma a half, didn't they?
They did. They sure did. They did end up getting beat 33-3. I think they pulled away in the second half. And then Washington, they put up 20 on a pretty good Washington team.
Washington team with Michael Penix Jr., who looks very impressive than where they have been. So, so, I mean, this is a team that I guess you could say the environment won't be too big for them in the sense that they have played these Power 5 teams on the road, been to their house. This year, this team has. And I mean, obviously, they're going to be overmatched. Georgia's going to win this football game. Georgia's going to be very vanilla in how they win this football game. And it is another game that you hope nobody gets injured. And you hope that there can be some learning experiences that you could get some guys who don't get as many reps in the game and get them some more reps to grow a little bit.
Right.
So, yeah, absolutely.
Not much to say about the Kent State Golden Flashes. I don't know I think their mascot may be a eagle of some sort. I'm not sure.
Oh, yes, a golden flash. Yeah. It's a golden flash.
Whatever a flash is. Yeah. Yes. The key to the game, Adam, only have one.
Okay.
Stay healthy.
Yeah, I agree.
And have fun.
I agree. Yeah, I mean, they're not going to show a lot. Like you said, Clark, going to be very basic health. Just everybody stay healthy, man. And I think it's just going to be a beautiful day in Sanford Stadium. Hopefully the weather's good. Noon kickoff, man. Like you said, let's just win this football game, get to the house, and get rested and get ready to go to Columbia, Missouri.
If you're going to it, come see us in Section 108,
Absolutely.
row 60, obviously.
Yep.
Come say hey to us. First play from offensive scrimmage, Adam. What do you got this week?
I'm going to go with a shoot, man. I think I'm going to go with a little you got me on. I don't know, but I think a little swing pass.
Okay.
A little swing pass to Kenny Mack.
I like it.
Backfield. And that's what I'm going to go with.
Okay. I'm going to go with a little counter play off the tackle.
Okay.
With Kenny Mack.
All right, there we go.
So,
I like it.
we'll see.
I like it.
Okay, last week's pick'em. Here we go. We had some pretty sneaky good games. The ones we decided to pick weren't that great.
Right.
But BYU at Oregon. I think we both took Oregon, Adam. Oregon took care of business, 41-20. They did to BYU, what we did to Oregon, and that was dominate the football game. I think some of those 20 points were kind of in garbage time.
Yeah. I think that was, they did hold them only to about 7 points there for a long time, and I don't know how it played out there at the end. But yes, BYU was what, ranked 12th?
12th, yeah.
Coming into Austin, and Bo Nix played well from the stat line that I saw. Dan Lannon's going to have a program there, man, and it just shows how good Georgia is. But the past 2 games after the Georgia game for them, how they bounced back against Eastern Washington, and then a big win against BYU. Great, proud of them. Hope they win the Pac-12, Clark, and they look like a team that, man, if they continue playing and progressing like they are right now after the opening game that they had against us, and shoot.
We might see them again.
They might just do it. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? But yeah, they could win the Pac-12, so that's exciting. I'm pulling for them. I'm going to say I'm pulling for Oregon to win out west, man, and that's good. I'm very happy for Dan Lannon.
I'm happy for Lane Kiffin because Lane Kiffin hung 42 points to Georgia Tech, got a donut, 42-0. Ole Miss, man, they slapped.
Oh, man, I'm telling you, Jeff Collins is a dead man walking.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he hadn't been fired yet. He might have already been fired.
We don't know. Yeah.
I'm not sure. He might have been fired. I hadn't looked at any media or anything today, but I think it's coming. I don't think he'll make it through the season. I definitely do not think he will be the head coach when Georgia Tech comes to Athens.
I hope he is.
I hope he is, man, but I doubt it. I mean, it really is when you're outmatched and out-talented, that's, of course, one thing. But then when you add in just the coaching part of it, just being embarrassing too, out-coached, then it's a bad combination. But he just completely looks over his head. A lot of coaches these days look over their head in FBS football, what I've noticed. Man, Shane Beamer looked over his head this weekend, but Jeff Collins definitely looks over his head. I do not think he will be long at North Avenue. I don't think the AD over there at Georgia Tech will be around much longer either. So
they're going to clean house. Man, what it sounds like.
Ole Miss, that's exciting for them. I know they're getting excited. A lot of high hopes this year. Played 3 out of conference games to start the season. Got a big game against Kentucky coming up in a couple of weeks.
Oh, so, do they play Kentucky?
Yeah, they do. And Oxford. So I think that is the day we played Missouri.
Okay.
I think, or is it the Auburn game? I don't know. It's one of those two games. So it's coming up here soon in the next couple of weeks. Going to get a big picture on, where everybody's going to stand after that game. So I know they're excited about that, and they should be.
Yeah. Another game out west, Penn State at Auburn. Boy, this was fun to watch. 41-12, Penn State took care of business. Sean Clifford and company, they destroyed Auburn.
I'm telling you, Clark, speaking of coaches who are not going to be around much longer.
Brian Harson?
One Brian Harson. God bless him. He tried to really fight through some adversity that was thrown at him in the offseason. Say, hey, I'm coming back, man.
Yeah.
And I just don't see how he can get out of this. I think he is actually a good coach, Clark, but just not the culture fit for Auburn. And honestly, the people on the Plains have not really given him a fair shake. I don't think he's ever really had a shot, to be honest with you. They didn't like the hire from the beginning, and what's transpired since then. And that program, the offense looks abysmal. I don't know if they will even score a point when they come to Sanford Stadium.
They won't.
If they do, it'll be in garbage time. Really tough times there on the Plains. Brian Harson will be coaching in the Midwest or West or somewhere in Idaho or Wyoming or I don't know, Montana here soon.
Ooh.
It's coming. I mean, he'll be out there in that part of the country.
You think about it, he's going. I'm sure he's going to get some money out of his contract buyout.
Yeah.
I mean, dang, go coach in Montana. That sounds fun.
There you go.
I'd do it.
I don't know. So
go fishing.
He'll definitely be out in the West. He won't be in the SEC. I can tell you that, but he will not be around by season's end. Who do you think gets fired first, Clark? Brian Harson or Jeff Collins? Let's go ahead and make that conversation right now.
I'm going to say Jeff.
You think?
Yeah.
Harson
still has a little time to pull it together. Jeff has been a ticking time bomb for 2 years now. So I don't know.
I don't know, man. I feel like the patience is going to be, I don't know, I guess more than at Auburn. They're not going to have a lot of patience at Auburn, more so than Tech, because obviously I think it means more for the Auburn people than it does the Tech people. So I think they're going to go ahead and push him out the door. Yeah, so I think they're going to push Harson out the door first. Collins might get the rest. I don't know.
We'll see.
I don't know. So they honestly, one of them might be fired. No, not Harson. I think Collins. I think could be fired before this episode's released.
Maybe
it's possible.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Oh man. Our viewers, our listeners right now know the answer to that.
That's
question.
right.
All right, Mississippi State at LSU, 31-16. LSU pulled away at the very end. This was a close game, a good game, fun to watch. Brian Kelly finally got his first SEC win. In the SEC as a head coach.
Right. Definitely a game that Mississippi State should have won. I feel like if I was a Mississippi State fan, I would be livid. Clark. Really shot themselves in the foot.
They did.
Really shot themselves in the foot. The muff punt. That's why I hate a punt, Clark. Have I ever told y'all I hate to return a punt?
Do you?
I hate when Georgia returns a punt because it is such a demoralizing play. We talked about it. If you muff it and the defense has to come back on the field after making a big stop, it can just swing the game, the momentum of the game. And, hey, Exhibit A right there. What happened in that football game in Baton Rouge Saturday night. So I hated that. I wanted Mike Leach to win that football game. But yeah, Brian Kelly and them put it together in that big fourth quarter, and got out of there with a win in Baton Rouge.
It was a pretty sloppy game, to be honest. And another sloppy game, Miami at Texas A&M. A&M played a lot better than they did. But Miami, man, they had so many chances to pull it together and win.
They did.
Tyler Van Dyke, he's a decent quarterback. I think he had a decent game.
Yeah, I think he had some drops there, and then I think he was inaccurate with the football as well. But yeah, Clark, I kind of thought that he didn't. I don't know. I just don't think he played just to the level I thought that you hear from. I don't know. I don't know. I thought Miami would put more points on the board, but I guess A&M's got a respectable defense. The A&M offense continued to struggle.
Okay. And then last week's game of the week.
Oh, what happened?
Here's what happened, Adam. Delta State, the Fighting Okra. You picked these guys. They beat the Mississippi Valley State.
You dang right.
Delta Devils.
You dang right the Okra did, man.
With a final score of 28-17.
Big time win. Big time win on the road.
I'm not going with the underdog anymore.
Went into the Inferno, the Red Out, on Alumni Weekend, Clark, and let them know who runs the state of Mississippi.
So they don't.
And I love that.
Yeah, the Fighting Okra.
We got to keep up with the Okra for the rest of the year.
We do. We need to get us some shirts.
Yeah.
If anybody would like to buy us some Fighting Okra shirts, we will proudly represent them.
Absolutely.
During the bye week.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. We'll get some Okra shirts in the bye week.
They're now 3-0 on the season, Adam. They may go and win the championship.
I tell you what, man, you got to look at them playoff team.
Oh, like a playoff contender?
No, for their level.
Oh, I thought you were talking about.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, if you want to put them in that conversation, hey, who else is going to be besides Georgia, Ohio State, and Alabama?
Possibly Vandy.
They
run the table.
It'll be interesting to talk about the playoff picture sometime, Clark. I got some strong feelings on that as well.
We need to go mid-season. Maybe the bye week will take a moment to kind of revise our Final Four prediction.
Yeah. And kind of see where we're at with it.
Yeah.
Because I'm not feeling good about mine at the moment.
I'm not
But anyway, what's the next game we get?
Next week, this upcoming week, Clemson, number 5 at number 21, Wake Forest, 12 o'clock nooner, ABC kickoff. Adam, who do you like in this matchup?
I'm going to tell you Wake Forest, Clark.
Me too.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I am, man. Sam Hartman's a better quarterback than DJ Uyunglele.
Oh, you just ticked off the people who listen to Row 60 or Clemson fans.
If Clemson fans are being honest with themselves, that's 100% true, man. So glad to see Sam Hartman back and healthy. As much as we talk about Clemson, let's just take a serious moment. All joking aside, Brian Brzee, the talented defense tackle that they had this past week, I believe, lost his sister to brain cancer. Hate cancer, man. Everybody that has to deal with it. I know a lot of people who listen to the show going through some adversity in their life. That's why we just hope this show could just bring some light, some fun humor and just good entertainment for anybody going through that, take their mind away from it. But I just want people to just offer up their prayers to the Brzee family. I can't imagine what it's like losing somebody that young, such a terrible disease for him, and the whole Clemson family too. I think they rallied behind her in a big way, and so just want to take a moment to point that out, Clark.
Well, that makes me feel a little bit bad about Wake Forest, but
we talk about you talk about between the painted white lines, Clark. Wake Forest, I think is going to win by 10.
Okay, all right. I'll take 30, a touchdown.
Well, 34-24.
You think Clemson's going to put up 24
That's
points against
true.
a team with a pulse?
It might be 24-14. Let's go 24.
Okay, 24. All right.
Shoot, Clark. It might. I'm going to take it a step further.
Okay.
Wake Forest going to put up 31.
Oh.
30.
All right.
31-14, Wake Forest, the Demon Deacons. In Winston-Salem.
Yeah.
Storm the field afterwards. All pandemonium breaks loose.
That would really shake up
Love
the
it.
playoff picture.
Love it.
Yeah.
Book it.
Wow. All right. Okay. This is another great game right here. This is the ultimate meteor game, Adam. Now, you may have a different one, but when I think of a meteor game, I think of this one. We got Florida, number 20, Florida, at number 11, Tennessee, 3:30 CBS.
Yes.
Bum, 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 bum. Yes.
Love that.
This is one of my favorite SEC games, though. I got to be honest with you.
All right.
Man, I think I'm going to go with Tennessee. I hate Tennessee. I hate the program. But, man, you look at this Josh Heupel offense. They do give defensive coaches fits.
Yeah.
And, man, Hendon Hooker,
They do.
he's looking a little bit better each and every game. Florida did not impress me against South Florida. They looked pretty, I'll be honest with you, they looked abysmal.
They did. They didn't look good. Anthony Richardson, Clark. I talked.
Tighten this up,
This happens every episode, doesn't it? Because I like fidgeting with the microphone. But we talked about it. Anthony Richardson to me, Clark's not that impressive.
No.
And I've been on that bandwagon for a while
You
now,
have.
man. Maybe it's just wishful thinking and hoping. But hey, whatever it was, it's coming to fruition
working.
so far. So hey, this game, Clark, I hate these two teams, especially Georgia fans who grew up in the 90s hate these two teams because of how dominant they were, that this used to decide the Eastern Division every single year, and Florida would get the best of Tennessee. And in the past few years, Florida has gotten the best of Tennessee. So, Clark, that being said, it's going to be game day on Rocky Top.
Yeah.
Those people are feeling like it's 1998 in Knoxville, baby. I mean, they are. The
Please call the
Tennessee
upset, Adam.
faithful are just
Jacked,
man. They think this is going to be the year that they might go into Athens and beat Georgia and win. Go back to the SEC championship. They're feeling it. They had the largest margin of victory in 20 years or so against the old MAC team they played last week. One thing in life is for certain, Clark. Or three things, excuse me.
Okay, yes.
Three things. Death, taxes, and Florida beating Tennessee.
Oh, okay, all right.
Against my better judgment, because Florida looks atrocious. I think Tennessee's actually looking pretty good. I'm going to go with the psychological thing that Tennessee does not beat Florida.
Okay.
And let's just make it interesting, too. Give me Florida.
All right.
Yep.
I like it. I
Not going to be cheering for either one of them, but
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, meteor game for sure.
definitely a meteor game.
Here's another good one. Number 22, Texas at Texas Tech.
Yeah,
Adam, I have
baby.
not watched Texas Tech. Shame on me. 3:30 ESPN. Because I've not watched Texas Tech, I think I'm going to just stick with Texas. But I do, from what I hear.
What do you hear? Do you hear something about the Red
Texas
Raiders?
Tech, they're not bad.
Where did you hear about the Red Raiders? Where did you hear?
I
I would
guess-
love to know
I guess
where you
ESPN?
got
I
a
don't
good.
know.
Oh, really?
I don't
okay,
know.
all right. I just wanted to know.
No,
That really
I-
intrigued me, like that you really got some good inside scoop on the Red
No, I
Raiders
don't.
over there in Lubbock. Okay, all right, fair enough. I'm going with Texas too, Clark.
Okay.
Texas Tech just went on the road, didn't they? Go to the road
Yeah,
to
to
NC
NC State.
and
they
lost that football game. Yeah, give me Texas, man. They struggled a little bit with Texas San
They did.
Antonio the other day, but pulled away late, I believe. And so I think they're going to go rivalry game, man, conference game. Give me the Horns
Wow.
and Lubbock.
That would be cool to see them go in there and win it. Number 10, Arkansas. God, they struggled last week.
They did, Clark.
At
They did.
Number
they did.
23, Texas A&M, 7 o'clock ESPN. How does Texas A&M keep getting night games at home?
Is this game not in Dallas? For neutral
yeah,
site?
yeah.
Well, I know
You're
they're
right, you're
changing
right.
it. I know they're changing it sometime that it's going to go back to home and home.
I think
but
this one's in Dallas.
It is in Dallas.
I believe.
I'm not 100% sure. I don't know if this was last year's in Dallas or last year, but anyway, so it could be in Dallas. We
Could
don't know
be.
that. Okay.
We don't know.
All right. Clark, I'm not going to lie. I'm having a little tough time with this game. See if it's in Dallas first. See
Yeah,
if it's
this-
in Dallas
this
first.
does
We need
make
to
a
know this is it makes just a tad bit of a difference if it's going to be 50-50 or in College Station.
Okay, I'm looking
All right.
it up right here.
Dead air.
AT&T Stadium. There we go.
All right, it's in Dallas, in Jerry World. I'm going to go with Arkansas, man.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be a very high scoring game. I think A&M is going to have has a pretty decent defense, and they have a terrible offense. Arkansas's Barry Odom's got a pretty good little defense over there, I guess, and I think it's going to be something to the tune of, I don't know. Let's go 24-17.
All right.
Arkansas.
I think listen, I know Arkansas did not play well last week against Missouri State. I mean, this was a dog fight till the end. But I still believe in this Arkansas team. I'm taking Arkansas, but I'm going to take them by 14, Adam. I know Max Johnson looked a little bit better with A&M. I realize it is in Dallas, so A&M may have the home field advantage technically, whatever. Yeah. But I think on the field, Arkansas is a better team, and I'm going to stick with
take them, Clark.
Yeah.
Take them. All right. Hey, you've been believing them. Go ahead. What we got next?
Next game, last but not least, we got number 7 USC at Oregon State, 9:30 Pac-12 network. Yes,
that was good. That was good.
That is USC's fight song for those who don't know.
So yes. Give me the Trojans.
Ooh,
big, Clark. Big. I mean, 41-14, big up there in Coral Valley, Oregon.
Adam.
Caleb Williams picked up right where he left off from, because Clark, since I am a father and we stay up late these days, I watch West Coast college football now. It's hard to say. I know it, people. I know it, but I am going to admit my name is Adam Thornton, and I have fallen into the trap of watching late night West Coast college football, Pac-12 after dark, baby. USC looks like they're kind of, I don't know,
clicking
a little bit, man. So a lot of talented transfers coming in. Give me the Trojans. 41-14.
Wow.
In Coral Valley, Clark.
Golly. Adam, you know what? I'm going to take the Beavers.
Why?
I really don't know. But
why?
I just feel like taking the Beavers.
All right. I just don't know why you take Oregon State over the fighting Lincoln Rileys and the Trojans, man.
Yes, that's what they do right there. Yeah,
Trojans. All right.
I just don't like Lincoln Riley. And to be quite honest, I don't necessarily like Caleb Williams or Mario Williams or whoever.
Mario Williams. He was the first round draft pick in like the 06 draft from NC State defensive end. I like it though. I like the reference.
No, there's a Mario somebody from that transferred from Oklahoma. I'm almost positive.
There might be.
I don't know,
man. I don't know. Let's get it.
I don't know much about the Pac-12. If for those, you probably.
I like it. Okay, go with the Beavers. We'll see.
We'll see. Why not?
Yeah, you want to place a burger bet on that?
A burger bet?
Yeah, a cheeseburger.
Yeah, why not?
Let's place a cheeseburger on it. All right. So
okay, hold up now.
No, outright.
I want two burgers.
Fair. That's fair. That's fair.
The Beavers
That's fair. Let's shake on it.
Okay, y'all saw that.
Y'all saw that. Give me the Trojans outright.
Okay.
I'm getting a cheeseburger next week.
I'm getting two, Adam.
All right. Fair enough. Fair enough.
All right, game of the week. Adam, we're going to Minnesota this week.
Oh, Minnesota.
Yeah.
Hey, is the snow on the ground in Minnesota yet? I need to know this.
I need to check with my good friend Jane.
Hey, where's this going to be? What town is this going to be in?
I don't know what town. I have no idea.
Oh, you don't know where this is?
We're going to check out the local weather report?
Yeah, I am actually. Keep talking. Keep talking because we need to add this to the segment.
Okay.
All right. Go ahead.
All right.
Announce the game and then I'll do it.
Okay. We got, I'm going to butcher this. Gustavus. Oh my gosh, I'm already. All right, let me try this.
Did you let Siri read it out to you to know the pronunciation? Like the little end of parentheses where like the pronunciation button is?
Maybe I should.
You have to do that. I have to do that from time to time. You hit it to let her speak it back to you how to pronounce it.
I need to do that. All right, let's just start this whole thing.
All right, give it to us. Give it to us. Composure, Clark. Finish strong, man. We're in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Let's go.
All right, here we go. Game of the week. Gustavus Adolphus? Oh my gosh. I don't know. Golden Gusties at Concordia Moorhead Commerce.
Right, you do. For people listening to this on just the podcast, like iTunes podcast, whatever, Spotify, go to
iTunes
go to
doesn't exist anymore.
There's not an iTunes. Are you kidding me?
I don't think.
There's not an iTunes anymore. Okay, all right. Well, anyway, go to the YouTube and look up. We'll put on the board the actual like spelling where you can find it. Okay, so this game here is in Concordia Moorhead football. Concordia Moorhead football is in Concordia, Minnesota. So Concordia, Minnesota is actually a town. Yeah. It is. It is actually a real town. So let's just see the weather conditions up there right now, because when these games are played, I need to know that because I want to make a.
Is it nice and sunny?
Clark, son. Oh man, this is football weather right here.
52 degrees.
Hey, is next Saturday in Concordia College, Moorhead, Minnesota. is what it says right
All
there.
right.
It's going to be 52 degrees outside, a high of 66, and a low of 42. Football weather, Clark.
I love it.
I like it, man.
Yes.
So each team can be balanced. Each team can run their offense. There's not going to be any just severe weather coming in that is going to cause that you might have to go to the running game. Who has a better running game?
Right.
And so that's not going to factor into my decision at all. The weather is not. So go with it. Tell
Okay.
me.
Okay, here we go. Oh my gosh, I'm just going to say GA. I don't even know how to pronounce it.
All right.
It was founded in 1862 by Swedish Americans.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Keep that in mind. Swedish Americans founded this college.
Nice.
Their students, known as Gusties, have lots of traditions, Adam. One of those is streaking through a historic building on campus. I would give you the name of that historic building, but I'm going to butcher that pronunciation. So I'm not going to try.
Wait. So this is a tradition, right?
Yeah. So they go streaking through a
You
building.
mean streaking? Just
Like, take your clothes off and go.
That's interesting.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Very interesting.
Go ahead.
Northerners do some interesting stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Some former alumni include Steve Zahn. All right. He was a voice actor for Stuart Little,
Man, I forgot about
Chicken Little, and War of the Planet of the Apes.
What? Oh, dang. So
He's been in some films as a voice.
Yeah.
And Ryan Hogue, he is the final pick in the 2003 NFL Draft, a.k.a. Mr. Irrelevant. Shout out to Tay Crowder. He was also that, and he's killing it in the league.
That's right.
So, but Ryan here, he is currently the head tennis coach at his alma mater.
Wait a minute. So he played football at this college.
Yes.
Actually got drafted and is wound up back there as a tennis coach.
The head tennis coach.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah. That is a fact.
That is a good one. That is a good one.
Their mascot is Gus the Lion.
Strong name.
Yes.
Strong name right there.
Started their football.
Kind of reminds me of a Wizard of Oz character. Was the lion named Gus in the Wizard of Oz? Do we know?
I don't know. Did he have a name? I don't think he had a name.
What was his name? Or what was he? What did they refer him at? Okay. But anyway, that's just kind of what popped in my head was the lion in the Wizard of Oz with Gus the Lion. Okay. All right.
Then they started their football program in 2011, so they're relatively new.
Okay.
Last year they had an 8-2 record, best in school history.
All right.
They were 1-1 on the season this season, but their first home game.
Okay. So been on the road. Okay.
Yes. All right. So Concordia, the second team. This is at Concordia. They're all right. So listen to this. Norwegian settlers in 1891 founded this college. So it is the Swedish folks versus the Norwegian folks.
Okay. All right.
So we got. So that's really interesting.
Battle of some European descendants.
Yes.
Great word usage.
That was good.
All right,
that was good.
Yes. Let's go.
Yes. They have a great music program, Adam, and the school has put on an annual Christmas concert since 1927.
Great. Love
and it
Christmas.
remains a tradition of the local community.
Awesome, man.
I feel like this is a town in which a Hallmark Christmas movie would take place.
I can see it.
Something like that.
Okay.
Their football program has won 2 football national championships. One of those was against St. John Fisher University, who was
featured
last week.
Yeah, that is right. Okay. How about
so they won that in 1988. And then they have a former alum, Clint Hill. He was a United States Secret Service agent, and he was credited with saving the life of Jacqueline Kennedy during the JFK assassination. I mean, I guess she was in danger too. Adam.
Probably Clark. I mean, she was in the convertible with them, and they didn't identify the shooter, how many there were, where they were, and God bless her. President just got killed. So, I'd say she was probably in a little bit of danger. So, good on Clint Hill right there.
Yeah, good job.
Clutch.
Yes.
Getting there and getting her and getting out.
Yeah.
They drove
good
off.
composure. Good
Love
composure.
Okay.
And this team, Concordia, they are the Cobbers, Adam. And I got to show you their mascot.
The Cobbers.
The Cobbers. That is the mascot right there.
That's a corn cob, isn't it?
Yes. Now, he doesn't have a nose.
He's got a tassel for hair. Yes. And a cape. I love it, baby. I love it, baby.
So they're the Cobbers. And, it is truly a corn cob and a mascot.
Yes. I love it. All right.
And they're 2-0 on the season, Adam. The corn cobs, the Cobbers.
Okay.
2-0.
All right. I love it.
So with that information, with it being 52 degrees.
Vegetables. In our segment. That is
You
great.
went with Okra last week.
I love it. Go ahead.
Are you going with the Cobbers this week?
Is it my turn to pick?
Yes, you go ahead.
I'm 100% going with the Concordia Corn Cobs. 33 At 21, baby.
Okay.
Give them to me. Give me the corn cobs, man. I love my vegetables, and I love my vegetable mascots, baby. Give me Concordia on a beautiful day in Minnesota.
Oh man, Adam, I can't pick against the vegetables again. I learned my lesson last week. I'm going to go with Concordia as well.
That's
Give me
right.
the Cobbers.
Get on the bandwagon and get run over right now because we're rolling in Concordia. Cannot wait to see who wins this football game, man. Think they're going to run the ball. They're going to do it on the ground. Do it on the ground. A little flex ball on offense out of Concordia.
Is that what they run?
I don't know, but they're going to run it this week. So
they're going to listen to Row 60 and implement it. Yeah.
That's it. So in 1 week. Gosh. So there we go. There we go.
All
awesome game of the week right there. Like that. Go Corn Cobs.
Oh, yeah. All right. Georgia versus Kent State in Sanford Stadium this Saturday, 12 o'clock, SEC Network Plus or ESPN Plus. Adam, here's my score prediction right here.
Give it to me, Carl. Give it to me.
We're getting over the 50-point mark this week. 52-3, Dogs roll.
Nice.
We're going to see a lot of offensive firepower per usual.
Yeah.
It's going to be a great sunny day. It's going to be hot, but
it is going to be
It is going to be a lot
hot.
of fun to be back in Sanford, back in Row 60. And I'm believing in the Dogs this week.
I love it, Clark. Give me the Georgia Bulldogs 45-0.
Oh.
35 points in the first half, and then we just kind of do what we do in the second half. We're just going to get some guys some valuable experience. Curry's going to do some coaching, get a little frustrated with some guys. Not
grab a water bottle from a manager.
We're going to learn, Clark. We're all going to learn out there, man. So it's going to be good. Going to be a good, fun day. Everybody, this game isn't on TV. You want to see this team play, man. Get the kids up. Get the grandmas up. Get everybody up. Go tailgate. Get some breakfast food and go out there. Enjoy the beautiful day that's going to be in Athens, Georgia on Saturday. Get jacked up. This team is just beginning. The train, the coal is just getting put into the engine, baby. Yes. This train is just coming down the tracks and ramping up and heading towards a just beatdown of everybody that's on the tracks, baby. This Georgia football team is elite. It's special. You're going to want to see them play in person. So come on out. See us in Athens. Come see us, Section 108, Row 60, baby. Go Dogs.
Go Dogs.
Ooh, 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 ooh.